Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Ben the Human Plays Vagrus the Riven Realms. We're here at Stygius Lumber Camp. A little bit off camera, I did try to to gather some wood samples. Did not work. I haven't been cursed yet. I think I've gone in twice now. And all I've gotten was some lumber out of the deal, but no samples. So this mission continues to elude me. We're gonna go in a couple times here to try. I'll just to give those who are new around here a flavor for the woods, and we're gonna try to get some samples at the very least. I realize I left my exquisite tools at our outpost, and now we're just making do with good quality tools. I don't know if that matters with the chance of finding samples, because it is either or. And maybe it's okay. I'm not 100% sure. But we'll go in. We have 30. I think that's fine. Let's head in. So you can see some of our people are a little beat up. How bad is Aelani? That's not that bad. Alright, everybody come on into the woods. And in we go. Leave behind with safety. So far, things seem to be unfolding without issue. Very high chance of success. We did clearly identify trees that are valuable and as well as safe. We work at it for an hour or two. So far, so good. And then we get into a battle. Oh, just with a bunch of ruffians. Woodland ruffians. Alright, that's not so bad. Who's going first? Spear dude? Let's stun the slingers. I feel like anecdotally, they do the most damage to me. Alright, spear guy's gone. Throw down a ward. That'll burn everybody. And Sidarius, I think you can just start chopping. I don't think he needs to buff himself necessarily. You jerk. Hey, stop that. Alright, rush back to the front. Hit the guy who's already wounded and kill him. Oh, you jerk. There he goes. Alright, let's stun the other slinger now. Oh, you tricky bugger. Alright, never mind. Attack the man with a bone. Kill the man with a bone. And just burn these two. Oh, she's straight up killed the guy. Get that one. I like how he tells his one guy who is not around anymore. Let's debuff him. In case he has an early... No, he's way back in initiative. Dead. Did anybody get wounded there? I think I got hit once. Maybe. One lumbering token? Dude, we made our lumbering token back. We vanquished their enemy. Let's stay for the afternoon. Onward. Succeeded. Blah, 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 blah. Try to Oh, this is new. You and your comies tread lightly in the menacing woods of darkness. I've never actually stopped to look at this picture. I love the art in Vagrus. In the menacing woods of darkness, you are all scouring your surroundings for the telltale signs of death-dealing trees, as well as those worth felling. Watching your step is not the only thing to be mindful of, however. Tracking your advance serves your right in order not to go astray, as that would likely be the last mistake you ever make. Being on high alert at all times makes ranging through the dead forest an exhausting undertaking, yet you need to make sure all of you will live through this while turning a profit. While weaving among the lifeless trees of the bleak thicket for what seems like hours of slogging, you eventually come across a glade lined with peculiar slender trunks. The place looks more promising than threatening, so you decide to stay. After carefully inspecting the spot, you notice odd markings in your immediate environment. Finding out what they mean may have unforeseen returns on investment, yet seeking an answer to them would prove quite the distraction from the task at hand. We must try. Let's use a little resourcefulness. We succeeded. It appears that the inconspicuous markings that you noticed lay out a path leading through and away from the clearing you are standing in. This may very well be a sign of clandestine activity in the region. Whose work can this be? What are their goals? And how old is the trail? Where does it lead? You take it upon yourself to find out the answers to at least some of these questions. You are moving through the perilous forest with great care, following the hidden path you have found. Silence reigns as your companions are holding a hand near their weapons in the anticipation of a potential encounter with the supposed travelers of this covert trail. You have no conception of who they may be, yet it is safe to assume that whoever they are, they would be most unhappy about your trespass. As time passes, however, no encounter with the mystery rovers seems to happen. On the contrary, meeting anyone out here is getting increasingly unlikely as, according to your improvised map, you venture deep into uncharted territory. You are about to concede failure and turn your crew back when you see something. On the other side of the gorge ahead, you spot someone scurrying away and quickly disappearing. It is but a flash, but you know you saw it. However, there is no way to catch up to them before they could manage to put distance between you and themselves. Furthermore, wandering far into the uncharted depths of this accursed forest would result in you getting lost and having to spend the night, which may very well prove lethal for many of you. Navigating this place is much harder in utter darkness, even if you know where you are going. You resume doing why you came here in the first place. Huh. Dark paths. Oh! That's new. You discovered hidden paths in the dark forest near the Stygius lumbering frontier. Somebody seems to have marked these paths that lead towards the northern mountains. So towards like Valensteel. Interesting. That's new. After carefully considering your situation and weighing your options, you decide that the best course of action is to return to the lumber camp now. You give the word and the crew starts making its way back through the forsaken forest, following the winding paths you took, backtracking your steps with the help of your improvised map. After a long while, you catch a glimpse of the beacon glimmering in the distance, indicating that you are on the right track. Soon enough, you are treading back through the breach, back toward camp. Huh. Could have been better, could have been worse. Nobody seems to be cursed, and we lost some vigor. That is the one thing, is we're slowly bleeding vigor the more I continue to work here. And there's no way to get more vigor by sleeping a lot, or even that doesn't matter. I don't think nutrition helps either. I think maybe if we boost our nutrition high enough, we could get more vigor. Perhaps. I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll rest. And then I think we can give the lumbering one more shot. Once again, we've not found any wood samples. But we did find some cool paths, so that's new. Behind the safety. In we go. We succeeded. Continue. Sables! Yes! Stay for the afternoon. Keep going. Keep going. More timber. No one's been cursed. Fantastic. All right. How's our vigor doing now? 4? Do we push it even further? I'm very tempted to push it further. Let's do it one more time. My crew is just like, I hate this man. Because we could always get more food to get back to Kabur in the Onyx Outpost. How are we doing on our act? Oh, we don't actually have anything to take to the Onyx Outpost, so never mind. All right, one more time. He's getting greedy. But we did actually find some samples, so I'm excited about that. I also kind of want to find those paths again and see if we can go deeper. All right. Succeeded. Or John. Stay for the afternoon. Succeeded. Aha! Okay. Is this new? The path you are following leads you to a chasm that appears to have a dried up riverbed at its bottom. You have heard of this place at camp. There is supposed to be some sort of a bridge to cross it. At your behest, your crew disperses to search for it, and a quarter of an hour later, one of them comes back with the location. Once you get there, you see that it is not a bridge at all, but a massive tree trunk lying across what used to be the banks of the former river. What is a tree trunk if not a bridge? Using that tree as a bridge, you instruct your companions to cross to the other side one by one in hopes of finding valuable timber there. Just as a particularly burly man is halfway through the trunk, the air is filled with a menacing creaking and cracking. Panicked, the man quickens his steps and barely manages to make it across before the tree cracks in the middle and falls down into the riverbed. The few crew members still on the other side now have no way of crossing over. We can get these people across. We find another way across. You tell the workers stranded on the other side to stay where they are, and you immediately set up to look for another spot where you can cross safely. You consult your improvised map frequently and send out some of your ranks to scout ahead. Mayhaps they see something that is not marked on the makeshift chart. About half an hour later, you find an area where the ancient riverbed chasm is filled with sediment, so much that you can cross over to the other bank. You make your way back to the lost people, who are relieved to rejoin your crew. All right, we've made it back. Just a little timber. Oh no! We've been enfeebled. Well, that seems like a good time to stop being in the forest. We're all down to 4 at steady, submissive, and sustained and fresh. So I think we'll wrap it up in the old lumber camp here, and then head on our way. Do you guys have anything for us to take with us? Let's see. So stuff for copper, for sure. And then Onyx Outpost as well. Looks good. Our vigor is pretty low, and it's to the point that it's actually detracting from our ability to carry stuff. Is there any silver available here? No. Not in demand, though. That's kind of interesting. Probably because it's a lumber camp, and they're like, what the hell are we going to do with that? All right, we can head out. Use our... Oh, it doesn't work. Wait, really? Oh, yeah, it would be 13 instead of 14. Ah! Oh, it's just the... like it... I don't have to worry about that. All right, rest up. Start recovering all of your stamina and whatnot. We've come to the Onyx Outpost. We have 3 days worth of supplies. It's a bit of an arduous trek to say we could get back to Cobber with just 3 days worth of supplies. 5 days, I think we can do that. Let's exchange. And then what do we got here? 15 for Cobber. That's crazy. What else do we got going on? 8, 7, 5. How much space do we have? 1, 9. Okay, so let's try to take that into account. 2 and 7 would be nice, so let's do that. Nice, even numbers. And before we leave, we would like to deliver the wood to the Covenant people. Yes, we brought dead wood. Oh, also we should remove... Enfeebled? When they realize that you and your crew are somehow affected by the dead forest, maybe even marred by a curse, the Covenant sorcerers immediately take a keen interest in all of you, especially the members of your comitatus who seem to be worse off than the rest. After a brief checkup and consultation among themselves, they request that you remain in the Covenant house for a brief time, so that they may take a closer look at, perhaps come up with a counter for the curse, or a way to reduce or dispel its harmful effects. During the course of your stay, they run several tests on you, followed by alchemical and arcane surveys. Once those are concluded, the spellweavers tell you that unfortunately they are unable to improve your condition or cure you of whatever ails you. However, if you decide to bring them more deadwood samples, they may very well be able to glean more and more about the dead forest from them, which will eventually allow them to combat its negative effects on people, including yourself. That means I'm cursed forever? Rough. Well, here's some dead wood. I don't need the money, so just improve the standing. We have delivered 5 samples. Ask them to relieve you of your suffering caused by the dead forest. You need 5 or more, and we have 5. Oh, do you need 25? Maybe they can help. But maybe with 25, it's free. They're like, you've done so much, here's a curse. All right, the Scathicnas tell you they have a way to reduce or dispel the harmful effects of the dead forest, for a price. Allegedly, it takes quite an effort and a large quantity of resources to counter the curse. I'm fine with that. The agents respectfully ask you to follow them. They corral you and other afflicted people into a sanctum. The ones who are worse for... losing people. Fantastic. The ones who are worse for wear are carried in on stretchers. Once you are all inside, the sorcerers and sorceresses instruct you all to lie down, after which they light up incense, and the air in the sanctum is filled with a curious smell that mildly irritates your nostrils until you get used to it a couple of minutes later. The enchantments and glyphs glow up around you, and arcane lights dance gently all over the chamber as the Scythicnists begin their soft chanting. First, they attempt to glean as much as possible from you and the other patients, utilizing their infallible magic sense, tapping into your auras with a keen mind. Once they have learned whatever they need to continue, they cast spells that enhance the glyphs to a point where you can feel something within you being assaulted by all the sorcerous energies that electrify the chamber. You also sense that it is fighting back, turning your mind, body, and soul into a veritable battlefield. Dark thoughts and emotions foreign to you overtake your senses as you writhe in pain. Yikes! Panicked as you are, you spare a glance at the dragon mages standing close to you. They are visibly strained, focusing on battling whatever darkness has gained a hold of you. After waves of pain wash over you ceaselessly for what seems like hours, they slowly subside and the agents bring the cleansing ritual to a conclusion. Despite appearing exhausted and somewhat disoriented, they pronounce their success with their heads held high. Once you are able to gather your wits, you recompose yourself, free of the oppressive curse of the dark forest. Awesome! Well, I'm glad we found those 3 samples, because that would have sucked, having been enfeebled forever. We don't really need to go out on patrol. I wonder if patrol would unlock some stuff, though. We'll think about that. The lighthouse, that doesn't do anything. Mercenaries, that also doesn't do anything. The glowing bugs? Activities? I'm just looking for, like, I'm fishing for lore and or quests. How about the local market? Hey, gears and hardware? Oh, you only have good quality tools, you nerd. Beast lure? We have plenty of beast lures. Huge stock of beast lures. 50, wow. What else you got here? The apothecarium? Healing stuff, medical supplies. Let's get some medical supplies. It's poison, antidote, osculite charms that we have like 50 of those. And then let's check out the arsenal. Got iron armaments, standard lances, exquisite weaponry. All right. Leave that. Is that everything? Oh yeah, there's the ghost man. Discuss something. Nah, never mind. Alright. Okay, so we need to rest. Get some more vigor back, which will be nice. Are any passengers here? There's no passengers? That's weird. Nobody wants to leave this place. Nobody ever goes in, and nobody ever comes out. Alright. What? We already got our inventory full, so that's great. Let's go ahead and leave. We'll zoom on up towards Cobber. We are a little strapped when it comes to resources. So we might have to drop down to a 50% food at some point to be able to get to Cobber within 2... I think we can do it, though. Because we'll rest here. We'll rest here. And then we'll be able to get there tomorrow. There we go. And we just had enough food. Fantastic. In we go. Approach the guards. Nothing to hide. We're friends. Turn all of this in. Fantastic. Well, how's our astrolabe doing? We have 17 days until we can leave. So why don't we head back to the lumber camp? I mean, we can just sell it here. There's no reason to hold on to it. And then... Is there a reason we're missing these two? Are people cursed still? I don't think so. Conspiring slaves. Excuse me. We do have a lot of stuff to counter obedience problems, though. So I'm not too concerned about that. I was wondering if I could counteract it with the amount of fighters that we have. Apparently, that is not the case. Alright, and then let's get 2 more mounts. 1, 2. We're still missing a little bit of cargo. Oh, you know why? It's because we don't have our saddles on anymore. I had to take those off when we went into the forest, because it's a requirement. So, there you go. That's why we were missing our thing. All right, what do we got? We want to buy all the supplies because I want to just charge right back into the forest. And then let's take anything for the lumber camp. Onyx Outpost is also acceptable. The lumber camp first. All right, nothing else for the lumber camp. We got 6 inventory. So there's a 3 and a 3. Why don't we take both of those? That just makes it easy. I took the wrong one. Here, have this back. I didn't lose any reputation. That was just a misclick. They're like, oh, you didn't actually want that? You are correct, sir. Why do I still have some space? Maybe some of it was supplies and it stacked on the top of my other supplies? I don't know. I thought maybe I miscounted. Anyway, let's leave. We can head out. And do we have our... We don't. Okay, I should have changed that out. So we should have... When you're going into dark places, you always want to have the Scepter of Armoros, if you have it, equipped, because it reduces the amount of twilight. I gained inspiration. Neat. I don't know why. We should force march today. Zoom. Not enough movement. Okay. Go ahead and camp. I was wondering, I should probably upgrade resourcefulness. It takes 18 insight and I have 3. I did spend a lot of insight upgrading Ren after his quest concluded. It's funny. Zoom down this way. We do want to try and get our vigor back up to 9. Because vigor goes away when you're lumbering. Let's go here. We don't have enough movement points to go into the breach today. So let's go ahead. Well, we got to turn in our stuff. 1, 2. And what do I owe these people? 250 supplies. So make sure you have at least 1 stack just lying around. And then 750 supplies. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so no, this is not mine. And neither is the wine, obviously. Alright, so this is what we have to play with. So let's go ahead and rest. All of our stuff is recovered. That is good. Okay, so it is taking from the top, which is nice. So I know as this reduces, I'll have to bail out of here. So into the breach again. Once more. Oops. Forgot. Thing we talked about before. Tools? Where are tools? Here they are. Good quality tools. Gotta replace the Colrish bags. Oh, you buggers. You messed up my whole inventory system. There. Don't move any of my stuff anymore. Alright, into the breach. Here we go. Same crew as before. Seems to be working just fine. Really, Nadir is pretty solid, except for when we run into Embered Undead, but that doesn't seem to happen very often. Succeeded. So far, so good. Your lumbering team is treading lightly across the darkness of the forest, wrapped in silence, when all of a sudden you begin to hear menacing noises coming from all around you. Sounds you are not used to hearing in this accursed place. Hoarse whispers, wistful sighs, and pained moaning. Clearly perturbed and on edge, everyone attempts to discover the source of this sudden phenomenon. And then you feel it. You sense a disembodied sentience, a presence, for lack of a better term. You also feel that this is well aware of you, surveying your team with its unseen gaze from somewhere. Is it a die tree? Kill you tree? You sense its emotions and thoughts invading yours, but interpreting or comprehending them is simply beyond your ken, so only confusion remains. Then an indescribable panic gets a hold of you, chilled to the bone by the mere presence of this thing. While your mind is getting clouded by sheer terror, grasps it like a deadly serpent. You abruptly snap out of it when one of your companions bumps into you while attempting to escape the scene. This prompts you to hurriedly jolt everyone else back to reality and signal immediate retreat. All of you run away in a state of visceral dread, not even looking at where you are going. The only thing you can manage to think of is that you need to calm them down and corral everyone back together before someone dies. We did it. We lost some morale, but that's okay. In a bid to calm your komes down to effect an organized retreat, you slow down and call out to them one by one, repeatedly, while trying not to trip and fall. Every couple of moments, the unnatural terror returns and you struggle to remain oriented and focused on the task at hand. You are not sure how much time passes before you come across more and more of your companions, with whom you help each other to overcome the gripping panic and set out to find the rest of your team. One by one, you manage to rally every member of your expedition and lead them to a clearing where you all feel relatively safe once more. Though thoroughly terror-stricken, you somehow force yourself to carry on with your lumbering effort. If the sun was strong enough to penetrate the oppressing shroud of twilight covering the dead forest, you will be able to see that it is past its zenith. Okay, so stay for the afternoon. We usually do that. Whoop. Oh, they're just unhappy. We will keep going. And we go back. And then we fight somebody. Oh, more bandits! What are you guys doing out here? You'd think, of all the places to get into a fight with somebody, a forest that actively wants to kill you seems like a bad choice. That was definitely overkill. Throw down the wards under the shield boy. Watch out for the dark elf. He's a little dangerous here. Let's try and break the slave guard captain's armor so he's a little easier to kill. And then you go for the dark elf, because he's also probably fairly dangerous. Stun this guy? He is stunned. He didn't get hurt, but... Fireball. Fantastic. Debuff the front line. And then focus on the dark elf. Because... Oh, that guy's not stunned anymore. Alright. Maybe... Who do we kill? I think the dark elf is still more dangerous, because that guy's at the back. Oh, he just melted. Alright, this has been a clinic in how to beat people in this game. Granted, I don't think these enemies are all that dangerous compared to my almost exclusively level 9 companions at this point. I think the fighting crew is all level 9, actually. 1 lumbering token, some simple jewelry, and some money. We're out. Definitely not worth it. Oh, we've been enfeebled already? Alright, let's try one more time even though we're enfeebled. Hopefully that doesn't kick us too badly in the rear. Everybody healed a little bit. Into the breach. And then we'll go over to Onyx Outpost and clear the enfeeblement. We succeeded. So far, so good. Take your leave. Whoa, we found some tools. Succeeded. And then we're back. 12 lumber! Holy crap! Oh, we've been life drained. All right, we probably need to need to take a break. All right, let's run over to Onyx Outpost real quick. After we rest, of course. We are fatigued today. That's no good. I hope they can fix my life drained state. Hey Ren, do you have any insight in the life drained status of your current crew members? Oh, everybody's in a really rough shape. Oops. Did I push things too far? My bad. Alright, into the Onyx Outpost. Life drained. Oh, it does go away after 10 days. It just reduces our max obedience and max morale and max vigor. We should probably... Huh, beasts with night vision. That's kind of cool. I wonder, because we're in the dark? We should probably drop down our slave population. And then, correspondingly, we can drop the fighters as well. Alright, turn these two in. And then... Yeah, definitely don't sell timber here. That's not worth it. We do have 6 days worth of food. Why don't we rest here, work a little bit in the city, get our vigor back up. Cool. No samples to turn in, however. All right, and then we'll head back to Kabur next episode and probably load up on some oil before we head back over to the other side. So, for now, if you guys enjoyed the episode, click the like button. It helps me out a lot. If you want to see more episodes of Vagrus, the Riven Realms, or the other videos I have going on the channel, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you have your notifications on so you know when the next videos go live. But until next time, everybody, I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody!